America 30 years ago. And it's right here now as I read the newspapers. It's all over the world, the same problem. We were taken to a little tiny island off of Athens with a friend whose grandfather built a house there and her father enlarged it. And it hadn't been discovered yet. It was an hour ferry boat ride, and it wasn't one of those big, hippie kind where all the rich people are buying everything up today. It was still a pretty low-key place. She said, now here's a farmer, he has organic things he grows. So the farmer in Greek, of course, was talking to her. I don't know what to do. My child is watching television and he wants Michael Jordan tennis shoes. And I don't have the money. Here we are on this little tiny island over an hour ferry boat ride at Harley. There's nothing around but old-time little places to cook and bake in and a big mountain up on top where a little few shops are. There's nothing there. And yeah, lots of goats, old rock walls that were 50 years old. And yet this man is saying, my son wants Michael Jordan tennis shoes. What am I going to do? Because there's television. It's just amazing. This media has come into our lives. And now this wonderful IT generation. Be careful. That's all I can say is we have to be careful.
Television creates desires inside of us. And if you don't see something and you don't know about it, you don't want it. But since it's broadcasted all over today, we all see things and we want them. And so we got both parents working, we got everybody stressed out, trying to achieve what we think is going to make us happy. And then when we get it, within 2 or 3 months, the joy of it is gone and there's something else in its place.
My youngest daughter has got 2 children, 7 and 9 now. 4 years ago, after the second child was born, they had more toys than my whole 4 kids had their whole life. His parents spoiling and buying him things, them buying. She had, this is the God's truth, she had toys in the family room, toys in the living room, toys in the bedroom, toys in her bedroom, and toys in the bathroom, in the kids' bathroom, in their bathroom. It was in the kitchen, I forgot that.
Don't forget the toy room.
Oh yeah, and the basement. We had basements. They have basements in St. Louis. And then toys in the patio. I couldn't believe it. Now, you know when that kid gets a new toy, what's the big deal? Nothing. I got another child who was on drugs, who's off of drugs, who was married, whose husband died, who raised a child with no money, nothing. This child was so happy to color, to do something simple. She is just as happy, if not more happy, than the little ones that have everything. Now, the 9-year-old says, oh, this boy down the street is so wonderful. I said, oh, does he speak nice and he's polite? Oh, no, Grandpa. He can do this Game Boy. Man, he is fantastic with this thing. And Rita says, but Vinny, all that means is he has hand and eye coordination. Does he treat you nice? Duh. There's silence. The kid is said how wonderful he is because he has hand-eye coordination. When she was a child, someone wrote the F word on a post. The parents found out about it. That child was stopped for, what, a week or a month, something?
All the parents in the neighborhood got together, went to the parents' house of the child that wrote that on the post. The parents forbade their child to play with any of us for 1 month. That child is restricted to his house. You can hear that same word in one movie at least 15 times today. And they try to tell me, the young people, oh, it's no different today than it was when you grew up. Were you there? No. It's much different. It's much different. We had more time for each other. In America today, the psychologists have finally realized that television is affecting our behavior. They say, this is from a Dr. Leonard Aron from the University of Michigan. Psychologists nearly unanimous in their conclusion that young children can be damaged by exposure to violent media. They are also saying not to allow your children to watch TV till the age of 12. Television, if you remove it from your home, or if you monitor it for only certain shows, you will cease so many problems in your life and in your children's life. We use it as babysitters when they're little. The kid's doing that, I don't have to be concerned. But what goes into that child at 3 to 5, you're going to be dealing with when they're a teenager. It's so important. There's two things that have created extreme problems, really three things. The changing role of woman, not having the mother in the home, has created a great problem for the children and for the mother, because the mothers are so stressed out. How would you like to hold down 2 jobs? Do you know they have come up with a figure, and that they now would pay a stay-at-home mother $170,000 a year because they added up all the jobs that a stay-at mother does when she stays at home, and she is now worth $170,000 a year. I could have told them that a long time ago. Now, one thing about violent games, and I want to say this quickly. I know we're getting close to the cutoff time, and I haven't even gotten to discipline yet. Violent games, if a soldier cannot shoot in the Army, they take him to an arcade, and they put a gun in their hands with a video. Now, I don't know if arcade games are big here, but they are in America. And they all got guns, and these little kids are sitting there shooting. That's how they trained. That's how they trained the soldiers who couldn't shoot how to shoot, by taking them to an arcade. And I know you've read in the newspaper how kids come into a school and shoot kids, right? We're so silly. We don't think about the results. We don't think about the consequences, thought, word, deed, consequence of our act. Baba tells us, discipline trains you to put up with disappointments. You will know that life has both ups and downs.
I got discipline up.
Psychologist. Take that back.
Oh, okay.
Because I don't know if we're going to get time for all that. The other way. That's it, honey. There's another doctor, Barry Basilton. He says being able to set limits is a parent's second most important job after love. Teach children not to receive anything for nothing. Let them earn by hard work, the things they seek. That comes from Baba. Our children are spoiled. Selfish, 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 says Baba. They're out of control. For the first 50 years of the last century in America, strict discipline was adhered to. From the 50s till now, the permissive society began. Now they are trying to turn it back, and psychologists are calling firm nurturing. What we need to instill is firm nurturing. We are letting our children do anything they want. It was so funny. We went home one time, and this youngest daughter with the 2 boys Robert was telling you about, the little boy was throwing food. He was sitting there in the high chair by the table throwing food, and Robert says, No, don't